Going the full engage route, you know, engage Braum is something we've laughed about a fair bit, but the Poppy left up and available, this is something that's been banned quite a bit during these playoffs. We'll get through here, will be the final lock-in for Carrier. Not exactly the most lane power that you can get, but still going to be
off the map. Grubs are not spawning for 2 minutes here, so they'll have time to reset and look for that as well. As Doran is continuing to put pressure on in this lane, but won't really find himself with a CS advantage. Secure the kill, but because he doesn't show up, Doran does get away, is down his flash now, and is going to lose a plate here. But it was a dangerous moment there for Ruler topside, hits level 6.
Yeah, that is going to be the stun onto Carrier. Ruler's still there though, and does have a lot of damage. As the flash forward, and Ruler will find it, dashes after the Corki, and there is...
And it looks like they might just get all 3.
Yep, Canyon will be able to at least grab 2 of them with the help of Ruler, who does pick up a bit of extra money for that one. So far here for Gen.G, things going exactly the way that they were. Yeah, well, Braum is just, okay, we've got a little bit more of an engage here towards the bottom side. As now Ruler may immediately get punished, does have the barrier, some sidesteps come through, public execution, and he puts Ruler down. Duro not able to find the Sundered Sky, but Canyon already had that one in his back pocket, so feeling pretty good. And utilizing that Sundered Sky window. As Gumayushi Carrier in the area, a bit of a rotation down, the Keeper's Verdict comes through, but it's immediately buffered by the ulti from Canyon, and the heroic entrance comes down there as well. Justice Punch, fantastic, but the Unara is dead. They've taken down the Poppy, but that is not enough value, and Keen will be wiped out as well. Doran continues the fight. This guy's Ambessa is absolutely absurd as he picks up the triple. Can it be the Quadra? He's tanking up the turret, and he will allow Ona to pick up the kill, although Chovy may not. So he's just going to get himself out of there, but he is the last man standing. 1.7k gold lead just for himself. And the first Cloud Drake will go over to T1 here.
To save the play. Now Owner's here, and Duro's left alone.
Yep, he's going to put down the door, tries to flash his way out, but there's a teleport coming in. Ulti from Duro coming on through here, and I think they know that this Braum is dead. Keen still going to go in, but Faker's teleport, and now Keen is in so much trouble. Ruler comes down, protects with a Slurkle. And that is going to be it. Oh, never mind the edge of the shockwave, and it's a double kill for Faker on this Orianna.
Saves the ultimate for so long, knows he doesn't need it for the initial kill, and then finally is able to lock down Keen on the edge with the shockwave, takes him out there, and T1 now poised to take this mid turret, are running away with game 1 of the series.
Yep, you've got Chovy now rotating down, but that will be feats of strength. Oh, never mind. Gen.G did lock down feats of strength by taking the top outer turret while we were speaking. But still, being able to break open the mid lane, a huge deal. Chovy now lying in wait.
Control vision in the pit, and they're just very aware that this is not going to be a possibility for them, and they're just going to instead try to look for a one in. They are going to get Faker's teleport for this.
Yep, that's what they're looking for here, I guess, is the teleport is going to come on through. Keen finds the hookshot angle. There's a Hextech ultimatum. He delivers the gargoyle on top. Gumayushi taken down immediately. Now Carrier is going to turn up as Ona with that Crescent Guard is looking for Keen and will be able to find him. It's a 1-for-1 80 carry for top lane. So this Otacon is it just belongs to T1, and Gen.G are not going to contest. So dropping the ball a little bit when it comes to being able to hold on to these objectives here, and T1 can also then augment that with this outer turret. Gen.G just bleeding all over the place, haven't been able to find a team fight that works for them. I felt like their coordination a bit off in that last fight as well. Noticed the second time around that Canyon threw his ult onto a corpse. Because of course Gumayushi was very dead prior to that one working, so he was sort of on his way in there, and then it sort of fizzled out. So he didn't have the access to that for the next target.
Blue trinket here that actually identified that Doran got off the dragon. They then scried where he was and came over here while pulling T1 to the Baron. And the turn off of Baron is kind of awkward for T1. It's going to be so reliant. Oh
yeah, public execution comes down. The flash forward from Keen, and Doran gets over the wall, but Keen follows him with the ulti. Canyon comes down, but I think this would have been a solo kill for the Camille, and I'm pretty sure she's online, but the jungler was in the bottom lane.
And that means they just have to hard send it in the bottom lane and try to get as many turrets as they can. They're going for mid first, and they're going to try to get that bottom outer as well.
Yep, the Baron comes up. The catch from the ulti out of Duro is fantastic, but the rest of the cavalry are turning up, and the outer turret is still getting worked on. Faker's still alive. Down goes Canyon as Chovy's heroic entrance doesn't look exactly like that, but Keen is still a monster. The Crescent Guard comes in from Owner, but he still goes down. Double taunt from Chovy, and the Winds of War will be able to take another one down in hand. The double siege minions are looking difficult for Gen.G to do anything about, as Canyon charging that Vault Breaker. The Engage Braum comes in from Duro as they're looking to split these fights, but Canyon is so difficult to deal with. Doran getting into that backline though, as now Ruler's doing his best to kite him out, and the public execution is ignorable, and now Chovy finds 3. Justice for Owner as it's a double for Canyon, and the Gen.G freight train is burning down the bottom lane as Ruler picks up his 3,000th assist, and I have a feeling the Camille's scaled in this game.
I think so. Down goes Guma. It's the full
Cleo poke. What the heck was that about?
Big damage.
It's actually doing a fair bit of work here as Keen finds the angle. He gets on top of Owner, but it's Ruler's damage that we need to be wary of, and he takes down Doran. The Crescent Guard comes in, but Chovy just says, no, you're not allowed to engage. Duro and Canyon dealing with Owner off to the side, and the rest of the fight is going to be there as Keen gets out of the way of Faker, and Faker will overextend, unfortunately. Chovy able to take that one down. Steadfast presence just doesn't feel very steadfast at this stage of the game, and Gen.G just think, nah, it's not really about the Dragon when we can kill a Nexus and take game 1.
I think the eyes were for Dragon. T1 get caught by the Keen flank, and their eyes are now for Nexus. Is Keen so far behind this game? How many games is this guy going to be? Like, remember his game was 1-4 on Gwen, and it just pops off later. This guy is taken over.
Well, Carrier now trying to be a hero, but that charge ain't going to work. Guma just dies in the blink of an eye, and the Nexus will explode. Gen.G looked, they gave up so much in this game. They looked down.
That final spot in bottom lane.
I'm expecting Leona.
Yeah.
Because there's an MF. So they are just going to lock that one in. It is going to be, like, if this Gen.G composition gets rolling, it is the level 3
Jarvan.
It's a bit scary. How about Polv does bring Carrier in there as we started off the fight. Gen.G get the information, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough as the flash out from Duro. The flash forward, the sidestep is not good enough, and that is first blood.
It's a great way to play the Kiana is just hard farm. Don't interact with lanes.
Oh, God.
Not again.
Bottom lane getting absolutely punished. The teleport in from Faker towards his bottom side as Gumayusi does have to flash, as Deadly Flourish will be avoided. The force shot not going to be enough, and he just reloads at him.
Robin is now actually looking to try to take Ruler out of the picture here. Has Cataclysm.
Yep, Carrier is going to ult early, picks up the aggro, and the barrier not quite going to be enough there, as there are feats of warfare picked up, as Faker in a little bit of trouble here trying to rotate up to help out, as Molten Shield from Chovy comes in. Oh, the final auto is not enough. Yep. And Ruler tried to go for the invisible Deadly Flourish, doesn't quite work out there, as Doran this time with no flash, and he is just dead. That was a supreme
accelerated in this game.
As there's the Cataclysm onto Chovy. Remember, he used that flash earlier on. He's trying to get Tibbers to get some value here, but it's just not going to work out. That is a risk, because he can just press R on you.
Again.
As, yeah, another bear comes down, and another knock-up comes on through here from Owner as Chovy just free food. Owner moving back, though, so Canyon is going to back away. Some spell flux connects, but otherwise not too much more. The flash 4, and it's going to be the bear coming down. Faker will be punished as Carrier comes on through. Owner just gets out of there, though, protecting that shutdown gold, and Carrier is going to have to flash.
Owner does have flash and could look for a steal potential here. Duro's holding the gate, though, not allowing him to get in. Guma comes over, really greedy here.
Yep, that is going to be the Dragon coming on through. No Xanth Blade to land here from to contest. Deadly Flourish onto Carrier, but he's not too worried about that. Has the Unbreakable Will, as now Canyon looking for an angle. He's getting in amongst it. The curtains have been called as he flashes out of the way of the Cataclysm. Duro going down very low. Gumayusi doing so much work. T1's health bars are getting lower. Keen right in amongst it, but Chovy not quite doing enough. Ruler just getting soloed out by Doran, and he will be able to finish that one off. Chovy in the back of the pit is just dead to the bullets of Guma, and T1 are just running the rift outside of Keen, being quite frustrating, but he'll be zombified and taken out himself. A monstrous win here for T1.
A very haphazard setup from Gen.G as well. When we watch the replay, I want everyone to watch Canyon's ultimate as he goes in onto Faker. Like, this Kiana pick is 2-0. on 2 items and is just not able to get anything done in this team fight. Guma's untouched, massive value with his ultimate, and just as now as Sundered Sky's had it for a long time, and Owner is super fed in this game, and they're going to get this mid turret. T1's
level 12 and 2-1 and 0. He's got a little bit of a gold advantage against the Scion now as well, as Duro is dead. Faker Realm warps in, but it is just through double teleports invested as Owner is going to find Canyon here. There's the headbutt over the wall. Ruler in so much trouble. Deadly Flourish goes wide, and he is just dead, ladies and gentlemen. It looked like it was going to be a play from Gen.G, but T1 just turned it on its head.
Another ult from Canyon that just completely does nothing in the attempt to try to peel for his teammates there, but carry his flank. Chef's Kiss on this Alistair, 8 out of 11 KP this game. He has run it from start to finish. The rift belongs to him and all of these fed T1 members as Faker takes a gold lead over.
I don't think he started playing the game, but he's definitely not going to play the game in this one.
T1 down the bottom lane as they give Otacon up. They're going to get the Constellation turret here. They're scaling.
Yeah.
Just don't know if they should be. They're so far behind.
Oh, Deadly Flourish comes on in. It is going to be Otacon picked up by T1 very, very soon, but Gen.G are at least getting something for it.
Yeah, I mean, if they get double turret, that's a lot of gold, actually, over to Gen.G.
They will be losing this inner turret towards the top side of the map, so I don't see it necessarily being a phenomenal outcome.
It's not.
Gumayushi does take this.
It's not losing the game outright by trying to fight on Otacon, so keeps them in this game.
Today,
Duro.
As Duro's going to face check, he has to be the one to do so, and unfortunately he's dead. Very dead. If there were, that's what I'm expecting. But also, it's doing a lot of winning in the LPL, right? Like we know that it can win.
In other regions
there, but it looks like Gen.G are not going to be face checking just yet.
Okay, this is...
Oh dear, never mind. Maybe they will go in. There's the Zenith Blade from Duro. He didn't really want to be there, and Owner is going to be able to take him down. The Supreme Display of Talent is decent, but not quite good enough, as down goes Tibbers as well. Chovy doing battle against Faker here, who flashes to pick up the kill on his opponent mid laner. And now Keen finds his way into the fight, and he's going to take the death exit this time around after being a zombie for just a little while, and the curtains are not being called for Ruler. I think they will actually be called for Ruler, as now Owner is going to be making his way over and looking to try and take him down. The Realm Warp comes in. The Flag and Drag doesn't do too much of anything as the Aatrox delivery comes on through. And Gumayushi's like, guys, why don't we just win the game?
They're helping and keeping the players from going back so they can win the game. That's what's happening. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's a little bit of something like that. As they're doing their very best to kite Doran around here, who doesn't actually get the heal from the redemption, as Canyon looking to block off the next two that are making their way over. Deadly Flourish is decent here, as this is some yakety sacks coming on through here, as Canyon trying to get himself out. They have regrouped though, and in comes the cow! Carrier gonna be able to deliver a double kill over to Gumayushi, and that was a weird little passage of play, but ultimately it's going to be even more winning for T1 as it's given players like Duro the opportunity to respawn before they win this game.
It almost feels like a psychological warfare move here from T1 as they just smash them over and over again before the Nexus falls.
Yeah.
And Atlas, we knew we would, but we have a series on our hands now.
It was already all over our hands after game number 1, and it is now being confirmed as T1 will make this one a best of 3. Game 2, Owner on Jarvan. We saw it last time
Crazy. Karma, a little bit more reliable, a little bit more common. And hard push.
Yep, we've seen the Civic so many times.
Yeah, it's kind of a barrel special with aiming. They're really the team that played it the most. Four is now having this wave pushing over. Faker does have his ult, and they could look for a play. Keen potentially caught.
Yep, there's the counter-strike. It's actually going to get the value here as the seismic shove pushes him back. No flash available, and there's first blood.
That should be Dragon in exchange here for T1, you have to think. His owner is clearing his jungle on his way over to that full control they have on the bottom side. TP is going to come through from Keen, who was holding the mid wave
here, but he's throwing a whole lot of rocks around. Actually flashes to get out of the way of this Grand Starfall from Canyon, and they look for the dive. There's the flash stun, and they lock down the kill. Still, Canyon is going to be taken out, so a 1-for-1 from the GOAT.
Just very impressive from Faker.
Yep. It's always good to appreciate. As Canyon is going to face check and isn't feeling fantastic about it. On the hunt is Gumayusi as Ruler going to rotate over, but it's mainly just to watch this Pantheon die.
Even a heal. Keen is going to try to get some value here in the side lane with 3 grubs on this Gwen. Will be answered by a teleport. He got some damage.
Going to be resetting in any fights coming on up as Double Dragon being considered here by T1. Got a little bit close to an Earth, Wind, and Fire. Thankfully, we do have an angle.
Right here for Gen.G at the same time. We won't see Faker commit for this one, but the Herald dropped in mid with this wave here. It should just be a trade of turrets. Doran does lose his flash, but it's not really a trade up for Gen.G, and the game state for them is not where they want it to be.
Oh dear.
And this is going to be a collapse for sure.
Yeah, there's a Rift Herald on our way down here as Faker is going to try and shove Keen. It doesn't quite work out here as the Rift Herald is just going to bypass. They pick up the turret, and now the Cyclone on top of the Gwen. No way for him to get out of that, and that is just Owner once again. So it's likely that he was heading somewhere down as he's looking to do the play one more time. This time without the Cyclone, but we'll see whether that actually matters as the Weaver's Wall comes down. Charm is going to miss, and Chovy has to eat so many rocks and has to flash, as now the turnaround potentially coming in here as Keen looking for the angle, wanting revenge onto this Talia. As the needlework comes out, Chovy finds the charm as Gumayusi finds himself so far away from the rest of his team, but maybe that's part of the play. Keen's already down to 50% health. Ruler trying to get some damage down. Gen.G are going to be looking for the turn as Owner moves on over, and now Chovy looking for the angle. Pop Blossom connects, finds only one as Faker flashes his way out. Doran avoids all of the feathers so beautifully, and it's the Nico that goes down first. The Wukong steals away the Otacon. Of course Owner does. The man's playing like a beast today. Keen does manage to find the value, and now it's Ruler's turn to pop off as Canyon trying to run his way out. The seismic shove doesn't find the angle, but he still jumps onto a rock as Doran's so scary. Finds the Empower, takes down the Pantheon, and it's Chovy and Ruler left alive in the end, but the Otacon goes to T1.
The Otacon goes to T1. Canyon was on the left side of that fight, and it was a
team fights.
This looks like what the Legend Group games all looked like for so much of rounds 3 to 5, where if you get a small lead on this turret, although with Canyon here, I think he should just be able to get it.
Yep, there is the outer turret falling over, so that is going to mean that the gold lead is under a massive cooldown. Seismic Shove going to go wide this time. Canyon able to walk that one off. Gen.G with control of the river for the moment as Doran gets charmed up. But there's the Cyclone. Into the backline goes Owner, but he's kind of alone and hasn't really used his ultimate for much. Does flash to get himself to safety. As in goes Doran now. He will go golden, but this is so disjointed, and Keen is going to get on top of Gumayusi. Goes golden himself by so much space, but where's the follow-up? Keen just runs and will get shoved back towards Faker and takes a huge rock. That is going to be the Dragon secured with the feather pullback, and now I think Doran may have 4 items complete as well, like that Bloodthirster on top of everything. He is very, very frightening and can now play a whole lot more aggressively with that extra shield, with the extra lifesteal, but that is going to be a phenomenal shove. Chovy has to go golden at the beginning of this fight as now Doran looking for the angle, tries to get the counter-strike, but they take down Chovy. That's the biggest part of it. Faker gets into the backline. Duro just melting so incredibly quickly. Keen goes golden, but I don't think he's surviving for much longer, and Owner will finish off the Gwen. The entire top side are destroyed. Ruler and Duro not knowing what to do next as they destroy the team fight.
It's a smash win in the team fight for T1. The shoves from Faker, the Talia has just been out of control this game, and now just a lone bot duo trying to defend against this massive push from T1 to bring themselves to match point.
Let's see whether they can actually finish it here as Doran going in, flashes forward to get on top of Ruler, and of course the seismic shove there. This game is over, ladies and gentlemen, and T1 have match point now for the next 2 games at least. And they could be not a lot of being able to skirmish against T1 in the early stages of the game. It is a very difficult one, as Cassiopeia going to give them a little bit more power earlier on.
I kind of like the Cassiopeia. It's all in on their draft identity of low-range brawly, but okay, we're never going to talk about it because Doran's once again the target.
Yeah, Canyon going to look to see if he can throw a rock at him as Doran is just traveling through all of these tunnels. At the same time, Carrier looking a little worse for wear as T1 looking to take down the Keen Sante, and that is going to be first blood over to Owner, and he should be able to survive. In the meantime, trying to get back through yet another tunnel, and Doran is just making them look silly, getting so much of the health back as well as he tunnels underground. Another tunnel going to be used. Man, he's like a kid playing on an elevator as finally he gets slammed into the wall and taken down. But here as Doran, let's see whether he can survive this as the tunnel comes on through. Duro still looking for the hook and manages to get him yet again. But I just don't know whether it's quite going to be enough because he gets underneath the turret. Will the Ren stacks come through? And yes, they will. Duro.
Cassiopeia can scale into a big damage threat later on, especially with this composition as Chovy may get caught.
Yeah, Destiny does come in. Miasma is down. Good position there as well as Faker is just going to get picked up and taken down, but it is a counter ult here from Ona. Still the Fate's call to keep Duro safe. The flash over from Chovy. There's that killer instinct we've been looking for. And it's 2 on the floor for T1. Gen.G looking for even more as the blast cone from Canyon picks up a rock and Carrier finds himself in a very awkward spot. Ruler able to find it, and that is another hook landing here from Duro. Ruler just lets Carrier melt. As that doesn't quite have his flash available, so it's a bit of a scary one. Is the hook gonna connect? Duro! Oh man, this young player playing very well, but it's a great handshake here from Carrier, just not enough to deal with the Impale, and this Renata pick away is being...
This is just a really nice angle here from Duro through the wall.
Yeah. And the ward, they can continue to snowball this one through. Of course, 13.5 minutes, only 1,500 gold as the Destiny comes on through here. Canyon in a lot of trouble as he flashes over the wall. The Impale going to be avoided as Keen looking to try and duel Doran here, but it's a lot of damage out from Guma to help the Rek'Sai pick up the kill. And a flash hook! And it's going to be both of these top laners going down. The bailout not quite going to work here as the Impale comes through at the same time. Gumayusi is on the warpath, but so is Chovy. Finds the overextended Varus, and now it's Ona throwing chains around, but they are not going to do anything. And the contest as Canyon gonna drive on in, gets himself over the wall. It will be a 50-50, but it's Ona that wins it. Duro still hunting, looking for a bit of a target. Hostile takeover comes in as Ona goes golden. Keen right in amongst it. The double knock-up from Doran's fantastic. He's being bailed out as well as Keen somehow survives. There is no way that he should be allowed to do that, and down goes Ona. Once again, every team fight is just Gen.G all the way.
Yeah, and T1 feel priced into these. They feel like they're behind. They do not want to just give up every objective, especially when you consider this mid turret is so low already. This is going to go over to Gen.G. They cannot find a hook angle here, though.
Yeah, the Destiny is going to come down. They're going to look for Canyon, or at least look to tell him to leave, as he gets a fair bit of rock value. Oh, the hook onto Faker! Duro finds another one! And the attempted bailouts, but it's just too expensive. He's not leaving the police station this time. Down goes another kill.
And ends up losing half his health bar here. Doran bleeds out, and Chovy, is he caught or is he killing him?
He's killing him and caught. He's both. He's doing it. He's poisoned both of them. Doran is dealing with so many of these minions. Canyon's making his way over. Scorpion and Snake. They're both.
And this is Gen.G grabbing another dragon here. It's Mountain Soul. He's like, I'm so scared. Duro's like, I'm waiting for you.
Yep.
Here you are.
There he is. Special delivery. And he will get some extra time with the bailout, but not very much. Chains of Corruption come in. That is an attempted steal opportunity here, but just slammed against the wall. The Otacon getting amongst it at the same time. And that is going to be Otacon secured by Canyon. He gets a casual kill at the same time. Double over to Ruler.
Column for T1 as Gen.G look to set up.
Oh my, another one! Duro is, okay, from now on, every single game, teams, they need to ban Blitzcrank. He hasn't even been prioritizing this champion. He's so good at it.
Carrier has to be the one to check, right? But
yeah,
like, you're playing Renata into Blitzcrank, which is why this is such a great pick from ahead. And that's why I said in the draft, I'm like, this is such a confident pick from Gen.G. Like, the draft was so risky, but they were confident they could pilot it. They were confident they could pull it out, and they certainly did, right? Like, this was match point on the line, LCK finals on the line.
Well, Duro's going to get a flash as he wanders on over. Chovy going to get ganked by multiple people. Petrifying gazes all over the place. But Gumayusi gets the shutdown, and an important one at that. 1,100 gold.
Plus,
they will trade their inhibitor turret for it.
Yeah, maybe some bounty gold picked up here, but this turret's so healthy. They have no wave. Canyon helps clear out the rest of that. So no inhibitor to go down, but the inhibitor turret does fall. T1 get the kill and the shutdown, but not that gold.
Can Canyon be damaged? Okay, maybe he can now as the Destiny coming in on top of everything. Gumayusi starting to get some shots over. as Canyon just drives his way out. Gumayushi still hunting for it. He flashes into the enemy base, gets impaled. Now he's in turret range. Duro comes over, and Canyon, yeah, he's a tank.
I get it. Guma knew the game was over. You gotta try something. You gotta try something.
That's called reading the room, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, no, you're not gonna. It's not a 50-50 in this case. So the Mountain Drake
so weak. Canyon looks so weak, but this has been his best game we've seen in playoffs.
Yeah,
he's
and
19 out of 20.
Oh god, another hook, and it even caught Jonas Strong by surprise as Doran just goes down. Ona now dancing around behind the Baron pit, but Keen, he's a bouncer. He's gonna try and stop him. Ona might be able to get in, but it's not gonna be the steal. It's somehow Cassiopeia that actually gets it as the hook finally.
Still running away, by the way, in the top.
Oh, okay, well, Keen will find him. So there we go, bought some time.
Going to game 5, and it's just like Gen.G are slash dancing on you as we go to Silver Scrapes. Momentum is completely Gen.G's now in this series. Did this with Red Side, the Kalista pick worked a treat. I wanted to say I trusted them for the confidence in it, but I thought maybe we were just going to end here and Gen.G say no. Ruler 8-0-8 on his iconic Kalista.
And for me, this whole game is just Duro. This guy on this Blitzcrank, just incredible. I think that Canyon has come back alive, Chovy's come back alive, but Duro is just a man possessed on this robot. Let's see whether he can find another hook as they do get the knock-up onto Ruler. Take him down immediately. The Impale is only onto one. Chovy still there for the DPS, but T1 finding kill after kill as Chovy, oh, the handshake is fantastic. Owner is gonna get taken down, but they take out the Cassiopeia. Can Canyon be damaged? Is still a question that we're all asking, and Gumayushi, he might be able to answer it. He does have the bailout, and as it turns out, no, he cannot be damaged. Canyon is immortal. He finds more rocks, and now he's just gonna get to work, trying to use this lawnmower to take down Faker, not the Nexus. All three of them weren't enough, and the Scorpion will bring us to Silver Scrapes.
Canyon's got a heart of steel at the end of this game. Gets the kill on.
Impressive as Mel is being hovered.
This is a pretty strong scaling pick, and with all the squishy champions on the side at T1 and the front line you have, you can just pop people. But he'll play Vex!
All right, it's been a while. The Vex is going to be locked in here for Chovy.
Chovy did get a extra back off during all of that. Now the wave is pushing towards him as Doran is caught.
This is not where he really wanted to go for the honey fruit, and Chovy is right in position. Doesn't quite find the Q, and does find the ulti to pick up the...
Soul will be more impactful. Again, could still be like an ocean. We'll find out momentarily whether we'll know what that second dragon is.
Triple grub Ziggs,
Triple grub for Ziggs, plus, the side laning G. Going to be fighting a lot. It's going to be a lot of tension, and it starts now.
Paranoia comes down. The Nature's Grasp does come on through, but it is so much damage onto the Lilia, and she just gets obliterated. Carrier now finding himself in an awkward spot as Chovy flashes over to pick up the feats of warfare.
Exactly that now. On the reset, by the way, Guma and Carrier, with those 3 grubs, are going to get the whole turret!
Okay, there is just first turret. This is what they want to get that culling over the top. They want Ruler to be able to actually fight in close range.
This is my favorite type of draft disparity, as we're going to see another attempt to get Keen here, just thwarted by a rotation up. He's going to try to turn this around.
Yep, looking for the train. They will be able to knock up Doran, but the Nature is grasping. Knocked back, great satchel there from Gumayushi, but the quickness is so good as well. Chovy over to the top, and it is going to be the Drake being taken by Canyon. Yeah, they don't have the quickness though. Duro missing that ability to engage, and it does look like T1 should be able to grab this, and there it goes.
That's essentially collapsed on.
Let's see what Gen.G can actually get done here as he does bring back the soul, but there's the paranoia. The fear comes on through. Mega Inferno Bomb to try and offer some damage back, but it's not going to be enough. As Chovy looks for a bit of an angle there. Redemption for some support onto Doran, and that is going to be out of turret picked up. The Ziggs just doing basket. Probably go with that one.
If it says Chovy on it, it's a pretty good basket.
Yeah, good basket. That one. As Nature's Grasp coming on in here, it's a big commitment. Mega Inferno Bomb onto said Chovy, but he isn't going to get taken down just yet. Now the paranoia, now the re-engage, and Doran is just dead. Still these health bars from Gen.G are so low. Canyon having to get himself out of there, and Owner just spins on top of this Rakan. Canyon somehow lives for so incredibly long. Gumayushi is so healthy as well. Somehow.
That combo. Little voidling that could not.
And it is the dot going to be enough taken. as there are a lot of presents, but they're not being woken up as Chovy off to the side. Faker comes on in, there's the paranoia. They're looking to try and turn this. Chovy lands the ult, gets in there, and both of the carries just get destroyed as Lilia and Yone go down. Doran tries to get out, but now Carrier not going to be...
When we first saw the Chemtech Dragon, we were like, we don't know what soul it's going to be. It's an Ornn, again, with Mountain Soul. Another Mountain Soul game here for Gen.G. Mountain Soul makes that late game feel a lot more palpable than it did before. It felt like before you're like, oh, 1,000 gold.
Or anything like that. As Canyon moves over. Watch out, Eep there from Ona. Will do a fair bit of damage, but doesn't quite find the pirouette as Bowling Ball collected there by Canyon, who does take a little bit of a nap, but not hit by the sweet spot of that one. Redemption does come on down here as Paranoia coming on through yet again. Ruler finding the angles there, and Chovy connects so many ultis. There's the fear onto Faker. He's unable to actually make his way forward as Duro not going to finish off Doran, who is on his last legs in this fight. The ulti from Faker comes through, but it's onto Keen, and he's basically immortal on this on. Ona still able to get some work done, though, as now he's spinning around this battle. Keen just headbutts Doran to get him out of there, and Canyon and Chovy, the last minute.
How much poke can they land before Gen.G start this Dragon up is the real question. Keen?
Yeah, how good is his sleep going to be as well? There's a knock-up, and Carrier just dies! Mega and Photobomb also not able to do anything! As Gen.G, they did push the Paranoia button, but now the Redemption comes down. They're basically full health, and the ulti connects onto Guma! He gets feared, and you can understand why he's scared, because this Gen.G are on the warpath in this game! Faker gets over the wall, but Chovy is lurking, and he will be able to finish off the Yone. The resets come on in, he finds the ult, he finds the Q, and there's the double kill for the Vex. Gen.G,
they've just done it. It's only a 3,000 gold lead, but with this comp and the Baron they have, the
Baroned up minions. The Ziggs loses a whole lot of that power.
Chovy and Canyon.
Absent Canyon as well. This is what happens when Gen.G are firing on all cylinders. As the train has left the station, there's a knock-up onto Carrier. This tree not lasting very long. The knock-up immediately afterwards onto Doran as well. As Keen manages to find that angle, and now Chovy is lurking, looking for the ulti. This time he connects it. The ult from Faker to try and pick him up though, but unfortunately these wallets be heavy. And down goes the Ziggs with no response.
They clear the wave, they buy themselves some time in this game, and they're certainly going to need it. 40 seconds on the Ziggs, 30 on the Jace, and the map is falling around them with this Baron buff wave coming through. It's just a matter of time before this base is cracked open. Looks like Gen.G might have their opportunity for revenge on KT, and potentially then revenge on Hanwha for the Summer Finals in 2024. One last opportunity to defend for T1.
Bit of a face plant here from Keen, but we'll see whether they actually have the damage to take him down. I don't even think Nexus turrets are really doing anything to this on. First Nexus turret will be taken out as T1 clearing out the wave, and with everyone respawning and some lower health bars, it looks like Gen.G are trying to get themselves out of there. Faker going forward though, looking for an angle. Bowling Ball's connecting as Ona doesn't quite have the lilting lullaby, and it's a flank TP angle from a Ziggs. Chovy is going to find him, but this health bar is so... Oh my god, he just died in an instant! He walked around a corner and just... Chovy went boo! And he's dead!
And that's the end of it!
Oh my god, Faker is now taking so much damage. The train drives on through there. They're getting the fears. Ona's going to be taken down, and the Nexus will follow. Gen.G will avoid the play-ins, and you will see the MSI defending champs at the Inspire Arena.